your seneschal. Your seneschal meets you at the bottom of the tower stairs. I'm sorry to disturb your grace, but two matters require your urgent attention. What sort of counselor is he? You can recruit a counselor, bodyguard, accomplice, and lover to increase your skills. So he can be bold, but not subtle. And I won't lie, one of them's bad, but the other's bad and sarcastic. Plain-spoken seneschal will increase your daring do by 5. Such a funny word, daring do. Or cunning but overcautious. One of them's a most delicate matter. I enjoin your grace to tread carefully. The hesitant seneschal will increase your cunning by 5. I like the dude that jokes, so I'm gonna go with bold but not subtle. Firstly, your grace, last night's wind blew over an apple tree in the courtyard. It smashed half the windows in the great hall. Glass everywhere. Secondly, we've a visitor from Val Royale. He gives you a meaningful look. Visitors from the Heartland are rare this far west. She says she'll only speak to you. Actually, she said, I don't deal with peons. Peon. Fetch me someone important before I lose my patience. I'd have thrown her in a dungeon, but frankly, she scared the crap out of me. The seneschal is of modest use, but you will be able to recruit more capable companions soon. Click on the items tab to the left to see your current companions. You now have one of this, Counselor, the plain-spoken seneschal. You lack a bodyguard. You should look for a suitable candidate. You are without an accomplice, who can say and do things your public advisors cannot do. You are without a lover. Well, thanks for making me feel so sad, especially around Valentine's Day. Counselor, the plain-spoken seneschal. Your grace needn't trouble yourself with details. Let's get this settled. It's almost lunchtime and my belly grumbles like a low-born dwarf. Daring do plus 5. The seneschal is cancelled plus 1. No clue what plus 1 means, but whatever. Dignity, humble. Honor, pride, order. Freedom, justly governed. Liberty and tolerance, although not quite equality. Prosperity, straightened. How wealthy is your realm? Peril, peaceful roads. Pirates and rebels, but also opportunities for glory. Twilight, the sun is ascendant. The uncanny, the nocturnal, the ill-omened, the magical. Rumors of revolution, whispers by the well. How bold have they become? An unexpected visitor. Strokes of early sunlight push through the empty windows of your great hall and sparkle on the carpet of glass fragments that crunches underfoot. A woman waits for you. She wears road-stained traveling clothes and bears a staff of knotted wood. She makes no attempt to conceal her majesty. She bows. Greetings, your grace. She places a letter into your hands and says, I trust this will establish an understanding between us. It reads, the bearer of this letter acts for the good of Orlais. She is to be granted any aid she requires. She is subject to no justice but my own. Beneath shines the gold seal of the Empress. The woman speaks. Her accent is Freldon. I request access to your glassworks, your grace, on a matter of importance to the state. I am told they are the very best. She smiles, expectantly. And for those who can't tell, this is Morgan. And so I'm taking a guess that the last court is before Dragon Age Inquisition. So you can grant your permission to use the glassworks and offer her your hospitality. She can stay at the chateau. Or you can send her away. The Empress's seal will be damned. It'll take more than a pretty seal to stamp the Empress's will on you. The sorceress is not welcome. Soralt has been troubled enough by apostates. Well, seeing as I'm not a bitch, I'm probably just gonna choose to let her stay. So I granted my permission to let her stay. Says, a new friend. It is a delight to deal with someone reasonable. at last. You would not believe the fools I've had to endure at court. The laws of courtesy are so inconvenient. Do not set fire to this chevalier. Do not encase that baroness in a block of ice. How are we supposed to get through the day? Siralt is more to my tastes. Rugged, confident, stark, intriguing. Perhaps you will show me more of its virtues, your grace. You explain that, to those who live here, Siralt is a she, not an it. And the sorceress grins. I like her more and more. Er, the sorceress grins. I like her more and more. You will encounter the scornful sorceress again. So, the scornful sorceress staying at the chateau. Your a stranger quality has gone. Welcome to the world. Yay, I'm not a stranger anymore. Woo! Broken glass. You turn your attention to the broken windows of the hall. You can't conduct the Marquisate's business until repairs are made. You summon the mistress of the Glassworkers' Guild. We can make repairs, your grace, she tells you, but not without certain rare tints that were to be delivered this week. Unfortunately, the merchant transporting them appears to have gone missing. As you play, you will receive cases. Gather clues and investigate them, then pass judgment. So, investigate the case of the missing merchant. You want your hall restored just as it was, no better. Begin a short tutorial about investigating cases. You will receive a useful reward at the end. Or, order replacements in plain glass. You're too busy to trouble yourself with the delayed merchant. Undoubtedly, he's drunk at a roadside inn somewhere. Skip the tutorial. You will lose a little dignity. And I don't want to lose my dignity, so I'm going to go find the merchant. And besides, it just kind of seems like the right thing to do, you know? Somebody's missing, so I'm going to go look for them. The game is afoot. A good ruler cultivates sources of information regarding every part of their realm. Whatever has happened to this merchant, you will find him. You will be taken to the main play screen. Click on your deck to draw cards, then play them to earn resources. Gather 10 clues to locate the missing merchant. Click on the More tab to the left to see your current objectives. Filling your hand from your deck costs an action point. You have 20 actions and recover one every 20 minutes. You have moved to a new area, the chateau. You are searching for a missing merchant. Alright. Your decks. Click a deck to fill your hand. 17 actions remaining. Another 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Your hand. Click a card to play it. An eventful week. Road and river. It took 2 days to return from Pastulaire, for the road reeked like a drunkard. I thought of replacing it with a wide, straight route, like those that score the Imperium, raised above the range of flagstones in white like a chantry altar. But I'd not trade those 2 days for all the guilt in Val Royale. The dappled sunlight, the cheery songs of peasants in the field, barley rippling like a sea of gold. And that was a quote by the Shame of Siralt, my ancestor. Travelers on Siralt's sun-baked roads and white rivers are scarce, and must be protected. Which matter is most urgent? So you have your bailiff returns to the castle bleeding and empty-handed. 2 guards carry him on a pallet. He tries to stand when you approach. Forgive me, your grace. They took the tax coffers. Or coffers, how do you say that? It's locked, so I can't do it. And I don't know why it's locked either. The merchant bows before your court. I have traveled all the way from Val-Jeffin, your grace, through Montfort and Ghislaine, then across the Nahashin marshes, which, incidentally, I cannot commend. You can examine her wares, or an upsurge in banditry. Half the cases your court heard this week were of travelers accosted on the roads. They want compensation. They want justice. And then you can learn more. Oh, an urgent report from your border guard. Your grace, a company of mercenaries has entered Siralt. And that one is locked as well. Patter. Two spotty-faced apprentices bring forth samples of her wares, fiercely painted ceramics and bright fabric from the eastern ports. I wanted to bring these impeccable luxuries, which adorn the finest parlors in Valrio, directly to you, your grace, so that you might take the first choice of them, as is your unquestionable right. But I must confess that the journey was not easy. Many dangers barred our path. I do not know when or if I will return. Who knows when Sirot will see much marvels again? A madman prophesies doom at the chateau gate. Your guards move him firmly along. You've gained 2x peril. New total 13. Peaceful roads. The merchant. She has traveled a long way. Her horses are weary, her guards are dusty from the road, and her brightly covered caravan is piled high. Silver loops gleam in her ears as she beckons you forward to show her wares. Provide a map of Sirot, including the locations and times of the markets. Let her goods find homes among your people. Try to gain freedom. A tough challenge. Your wood's wise quality gives you a 40% chance of success. Convince her to include Sirot on her regular trading route. Buy up her stock and convince her to return. Trade a bag of royals for prosperity includes. Purchase some finery. These silks from Antiva, touch them to your cheek. See? Soft as the autumn moonlight. Trade a bag of royals for dignity and clues. And both those two options are locked. So I only get the first option. Upwardly mobile. Normally, the few Antivan fabrics that reach Sirot are snapped up by the gentry. Now, fortunate peasants wear bright Selene blue or sumptuous purple mantles from the dye vats of Treviso. A few of them begin to get ideas above their station. Woodswise is increasing. Woodswise 20 failed in a challenge. When you try a challenge that's difficult for you, you learn more even when you fail. You've gained 5 times freedom. New total 55. Justly governed. You've gained 5 times rumors of revolution. New total 26. Whispers by the well. Now we're going to choose this one. An eventful week. The fields. I am determined someday to lift the peasantry from their unfortunate state, just as soon as I solve the problem of who will clean the privy. The shame of Sirot. Sirot's peasants live their life under the sun, wind, and rain. Porridge and bread at meal times, watered beer to stave off the summer heat, muddy feet and bare brown hands. Choose one of these events to address. You travel across a manor fallen on hard times. Wasting serfs stare at you from the stone-pocked fields. Learn more. You pass through a plague village. One door in 3 is daubed with a yellow circle. Investigate. As you cross the market, someone jokes about your parentage. He thought you'd ran from earshot. He was wrong. A coil of smoke rises over the trees. There are homesteads in that direction, sprinkled among the emerald fringes of the Tirashan forest. The last two are close to us, so it's either I travel across a manor fallen on hard times, or I pass through a plague village. The village is quiet, the air is foul. Your companions cover their mouths and noses with the hem of their cloaks. Those villagers who aren't sick have located themselves inside the hope the disease can't find its way past the simple board of wood. You call for your physician. An east wind, the warm bright rumors of Valreo, scents and spices, candle wax and vanilla.